Well, it's been a minute since we've seen a Giga kick, and we're all craving one, and hopefully it happens this Saturday. Yourself against Alex Cacares. How does it feel for you to be back finally during a fight week? It's been over a year and a half.
Yeah, man, it's been a really a long time, and for me, it's finally I can say I'm back, and it feels great because it's been a really frustrating time for me because I was scheduled multiple times and all the fights were canceling. So finally, I can say I'm happy that I'm back.
Well, from an outsider's perspective, when I'm covering the sport, it seems like the sport moves so fast. Like it's almost been 3 years since you beat Edson Barboza, but it feels like it was just yesterday. Your last fight was against Calvin Kattar, and we haven't seen Kattar
Was
fight
two
all year.
years. Barbosa was 2 years ago, yeah, exactly. Like
Oh, right,
right
sorry,
on
2 years ago.
August 21. Yeah.
Yeah, my math is bad. It's 7:30 a.m. here. I've got to adjust to your Singapore time.
No, you
So
good.
2 years. I mean, it seems like such a long time, or sorry, it seems so recently that happened. And then your last fight against Calvin Kattar, like we haven't seen Calvin Kattar fight in some time because of his injuries. So for people watching the sport, again, it seems like it's going by really quickly. But for you, as someone who hasn't been in there in such a long time, have the days been moving so slowly, getting to where you are today?
True, because the since last year May after my fight with Cater, I've been asking for the fights and I got my contract done. And unfortunately, it appeared that I was not clear to fight from commission, and it yeah, so it got cancelled with Sodiq September last year. Then gave me multiple other fights, and I was all the time in a shape. I've been training and preparing for the fights because always had they were always giving me some plan. So, oh, you're gonna fight that time Zombie. Oh, you're gonna fight that time Sodiq again, and you're gonna fight Ortega. So I was always ready to jump in, but all these opponents were getting injured. But yes, Alex was the only guy who called me out. So Alex was the one who really took the fight, and we're here now.
So the frustrating thing for you, I imagine, is
Plus,
that you didn't really have any bad injuries or anything that were keeping you out. You've been ready to go.
I had an injuries for the after that fight. I did the surgeries, couple of surgeries. I fought this fight with broken hand, and in my elbow I had a chip as well, which I wanted to clear it, and I took that out as well. Um, Definitely the that elbows from the cater had some damage, and I did the surgery for that as well. But everything was done in the beginning of the year, right away after the fight. So since the time, it's been really long time. So of course I recovered, and I was in a shape. Was helping my opponents. Was helping for my teammates. Sorry, prepare for their fights, but my fights did not really happen. So it's been very frustrating.
So how many camps have you started? Like since you fought Galvin Cater for other fighters that you had been lined up against that maybe didn't even make its way into the news cycle. Like how many have you actually
Mhm.
gotten kickstarted? Right, being
This is my sixth one. This is my sixth camp.
so does that take a toll on you? Is there a level of burnout that happens when you're starting these camps and then you have to stop them and then start them again? How does that affect you and your body as well as your overall
hmm
preparation?
But for the beginning, they only the problem for me was weight because I was cutting weight and gaining weight, cutting weight, gaining weight. You guys know that I'm not the guy who stays to close to 145. Usually I cut a lot of weight because I like the food. I like to enjoy with my meals, and so that was the only hard part. Other than that, man, I've been training all my life. I've been in shape all my life, and actually for the few camps, I was trying to keep my weight lower. But once this was happening and happening again and over, then I was like, it, I'm gonna take a vacation in the summer. I'm gonna go enjoy with my family. Unfortunately, this didn't happen again. So I was planning to go in Brazil, and we were ready to go in a few days. And my manager called me and saying that, oh, we have finally something. So when? Don't tell me in like 2, 3, or 4 weeks. And he said, yeah, no, no, we have 4 weeks. Like, damn, I check my weight. I'm like good middleweight guy, and I put myself right away on a diet. So here we are.
And I think people need to realize the difficulty of having to train for such a diversity of opponents. You were supposed to be facing Korean Zombie, Ortega, Sadiq Youssef, now Alex Cacares. Like these are all such different styles of fighters that you're having to probably shake up your preparation quite a bit.
They are different opponents for sure, but one thing this time I've been always upgrading my game, and of course you guys know me with all the surprises. So I can't wait to show you guys what I was doing all this time. Definitely to prepare for Brian, Zombie, the Sodic, and now Alex. All these people are different, but this only helps my game to upgrade, right? So I definitely changed a lot. I mean, added extra stuff in my game, and here we are now.
Do you have any degree of fear that something bad is going to happen in the lead up to this fight before it happens? Like you're already in Singapore. Is there something in the back of your head that's telling you, let's not get too happy and comfortable just yet because of what you had to go through to get to where you are right now?
So, right, Aaron, this is my sixth time fight, right? The fight camp. So many times something happened, and so many times I got frustrated that for me it's like I won't be surprised. I'm just concentrating on myself and my opponent on this fight. Hopefully, this gonna happen. I'm not gonna be surprised if something happen on the main event and they ask me as well. Or that's one of the plan kind of. I've been once they announced this fight, I was bothering me. I was bothering UFC right away to put me there as an um, uh, changing fighter if something would happen on the main event. Um, but they gave me Caceres, and as I said, I'm fully concentrated on himself. He finally got in Singapore. I know he's around somewhere here. Hopefully, nothing happens, and I get the chance to come back and show you guys new weapons in the game.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Have you seen him? And you've seen Holloway, you've seen Korean Zombie. Like everything's looking like everything's going according to plan.
I have not seen the Alex and Max, but I've seen the Zombie today, and there was some Twitter posts right after my fight with Kelvin, and we had a little conversation about it. And he told me that that was not him, so somebody else posted. And other than that, we've been nice to each other and like talked about the weights. How was his weight, my weight, and he looks like he's ready, and I'm definitely for ready for my fight.
So you said you've made a lot of different refinements to your game in the lead up to this. A lot of fighters say the best training is when you're not training for a particular opponent. How has that been? Like, what sort of tools have you really sharpened in this last year and a half?
So first, I was fighting the guy who's striker, but shorter and very explosive, very heavy puncher, I believe. And then I was preparing for him, right? Then I changed to different with Zombie, who's totally different style with all the grappling as well, wrestling as well, and good striker. Then we go to the back again, so a few times, and then what the Brian with master of jiu-jitsu and all the stuff. So It's I got them multiple like my game is always a counter strikes, counter attacks, right? So I um yeah, pretty much like ready for everybody, since I've been training all this time with multiple different visions. And that's not only this, like I added into my team. I have a pleasure to work with Leo Vieira as well from Jiu Jitsu, and he's also putting some salt on on my grappling game. Um, and the rest of it, I have the same team, same grinding at Kings, and um, being just a pleasure to work long like this, but unfortunately without fight.
And last one for you. I haven't had a chance to check out your beautiful country of Georgia. However, you came to Vancouver in June, and I was wondering how you enjoyed visiting my country.
I really enjoyed Vancouver. That was one of the great time for me as in city. I love the city vibes. I love the people. Food was great. Nature was amazing. I definitely recommend to everyone who wants to travel in North America to go to check out Vancouver. And don't forget to check out my country as well.
Hopefully, I get that pleasure one day. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for doing this, Giga. Great to have you back. Looking forward to many more Giga kicks in the future. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Aaron. Take care.